I heard a lawyer on cable tonight say this is much more direct and serious and damning and specific than any similar document in all previous impeachments of Johnson, Nixon, and Clinton. In your reading of this, did they make the case? Will the American people agree they made the case? How many of the American people are going to read all 300 pages?
Well, number one, they not only made the case, reading it was like seeing a flood of evidence, and having read it after reading the Republican version of a report on the impeachment, the pre-buttal, they didn't even have a sandbag to hold back the waters that are in this report. And let me just, you actually already identified some of the key points, but this is really laying out a play in 3 acts. If what they can do, going to your question about whether people will pay attention, it's really not 300 pages. You could boil it down to 20 pretty easily. They laid out a very clear timeline, which is helpful, but it's really 3 acts. One is the direct involvement of the president in setting up the drug deal. The second act is, after the preparation, is bringing home the drug deal. And then the third act is getting caught in the drug deal. And once you do that, you can pinpoint the specific points that are very clear, very simple in the report, documented with evidence that shows Donald Trump's direct involvement. You pointed to one of the most damning, which is the exchange of the statement that the Ukrainians are supposed to make. One of the very specific pieces of evidence in the report is on August 9th, the day before that exchange of the actual text of what the Ukrainians were supposed to say. There are calls from Rudy Giuliani and Sondland. Sondland makes 2 calls to the White House. After those 2 calls, totaling 20 minutes to the White House, he then texts Kurt Volker and says, POTUS really wants the deliverable, which he said in testimony meant the announcement of those investigations. That is Donald Trump directing, and that is hard evidence, and there has been no rebuttal to that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.